Yes.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, that just blew my mind. I just pieced together the pieces in my head.
Yeah. That's you're right.
Yeah.
It seems like we're very reactionary. We're not we're not proactive. It's, oh, this happened, go fix it. Instead of us going out and saying, you know what? No, we're going to fight this back. Let's bring the fight to them, not the fight to us.
Yep.
But
there's if I can interrupt, there's an article. There's an article that I was reading, and it's like the reason Destiny doesn't work with the lore, with the story, is because our character needs to be more like Commander Shepard. You know, and I completely agree that. And I'm looking at Destiny 2, and I'm like, why isn't that like Dragon Age Origins? Why isn't that like Mass Effect? It's not like we can go back and play the missions again once you beat them. You know, yeah, there's the bounties and, you know, yada, yada, yada. But, like, overall, you're not going to, like, beat the story mode and then go back to mission 1 and beat the story mode again like you could in Destiny 1. And even then, you still miss the cutscenes and all that stuff. So it's one of those things, like, Destiny really does need to be more like a Mass Effect Dragon Age game. And then, you know, so you got that on the story end. And then for like multiplayer and stuff like that, there definitely needs to be a separation. But I think if they did, you know, if they took the best iterations of weapon types from Destiny 1, like, I think hand cannons were the best during House of Wolves, with the exception of Thorn and Last Word, which were overpowered. Like, if you just looked at, but I've always been of the mind, and this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. I've always been of the mind, some weapon archetypes are used for multiplayer. Some weapon archetypes are used for, you know, PvE.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, and that solution can be. I mean, the solution to that problem is very simple: separate those two worlds.
Yeah.
Which they won't do.
Well, I don't think their engine will allow it.
That maybe that too.
Oh,
well,
I never thought about that.
Well, right, yeah, and right now, let's be honest, they can't do that because the engine they use, it's already baked into the core gameplay.
Yep.
So, you know, the only way we're going to see those two worlds separated is in D3, and that's if they have a completely new engine.
Well, because look at the TWAB when they're talking about the Nightfall changes. The only way that they were able to implement a scoring system in like really short notice was to have an item that you get that does it. It's not part of the UI. It's not part of just something that they did, because I think that would require an overall change, which is weird because that's what we had in Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's an item, and I think it comes from the fact that I think the build that Destiny 2 is on, if I was a betting man, I would say the build that Destiny 2 is on is Taken King. Just, you know, is the Taken King build, not the Rise of Iron build.
I see. Yes.
And we actually know because there's they found House of Wolves stuff in the code. Yeah. Remember when they found the Prison of Elders?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, that just blew my mind. I just pieced together the pieces in my head. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing complete thoughts coming out of our host, Jay.
About that.
Look at the light bulb. Well, you've exhausted my questions, and you know, thank you very much for answering them, and the honesty that you gave for the very last question, man. I mean, it touched me, and I hope things are well with your family now. And I'm sorry to hear about your mother and everything.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. My heart goes out to you guys, man.
This was a few years ago. Since then, my dad's remarried. I actually have a little 2-year-old brother now, which is so weird because my dad's like 50.
I have a younger sister. I think she's like 17 or 18 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird because like I could be your dad. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to say, yeah. Yeah, let's move on because I'm still stuck on that whole engine thing, and I'm about to make a whole segment out of that, but we have a lot of things to talk about.
If you like that and you want to see more, check out the entire 2-hour podcast over on the Destiny Tracker YouTube channel. Link in the description below, and like always, my fellow Guardians, stay frosty.